How's your week going?
Not great.
I gotta tell you, my week's not going great either. I think there's something just weird going on in the world. I think there's some change happening. I'm
Mhm.
not witchy. I don't believe in astrology.
But yet all of the astrology memes that we've sent recently have been on point, and I don't understand how.
I don't either, but like a broken clock is right twice a day. Maybe the
I
memes
guess
are right a few times
that's
a
true.
year. I don't
That's true.
know. But I feel like I'm in a really big period of transition. I just quit
Mm,
my job. Had that great talk with my boss as to why I was leaving. Maybe I just don't like to work. I don't know.
I mean, I don't like to work either. No one likes to work.
You know what I was thinking too, though? Is that I don't like to work with you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when we're just sitting doing nothing, I think it is some of the best moments of my life, especially within, the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you feel the same way.
I mean, I feel like I like spending time with you. I wouldn't call what we do work per se.
So let me take this conversation in a different direction because there's something that I really want to ask you, and it's been really important to me. And I think it's time that you and I finally discuss something. And I just want to make sure that you and I are on the same page. I feel like we have a really strong connection. I think there's
Okay.
something between us. I think it's electric. And I think there's some water around us. And I think we could be the reason something gets electrocuted.
I mean, that sounds bad. I wouldn't want to be the reason something gets electrocuted.
No, but I mean, I think we could be the reason why sparks are flying together, you and me. I think separately, you and I, not that great. But together,
True.
I think there's something. I'm not saying you're bad by yourself. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that there's power in numbers, and then you're
Mhm.
number one, and then I'm also number one. And if you put those two together, that's two.
Okay.
And that could be you and me. And what I'm trying to get at is that I think we do something special together. And I think I'm personally ready to take you and me to the next step. And just bear with me because you and I have been through a lot together. I mean, it's August of 2024 when we're recording this. And we met, if you don't recall, in September of 2019. It was a beautiful day. I remember it like it was yesterday, like the birth of my first child that I don't have. Beautiful.
I mean, we did go on a very nice date that day, I would say.
I just think that even in that moment, you and I'm just going to share the story. I'm going to reminisce. We met at a really happy place, the happiest place, if you could. Do you remember?
Yes, I do remember.
Well, to me, it makes me feel
Uh
romantic.
okay. I believe that I was tired of having my husband take really awful pictures of me at Disneyland. And so on social media, we followed each other. And I had put like a call to action on my Instagram story. And I was like, hey, anybody who lives close by and wants to go to Disneyland and just, be weird together, let me know. And then you answered and were like, hey, I'll I'll meet up with you.
Is that
And
real?
yeah,
Is that real?
yeah, that's real.
I don't remember that. I
You were
I
in
just
Hawaii,
remember
dog.
well, I'm first of all, I'm thinking of the first time we met, the first time that you laid eyes on me. I think it was love at first sight, at least from your side. I
Mhm.
didn't see you. You saw me.
Oh, are we talking about the candy corn?
Yes.
Okay, okay,
What
okay,
are you
okay.
talking about? Oh my
I'm
gosh, you don't
talking
even
about the
it,
no, no,
it's
no,
like I
no,
don't
no.
even matter to you. I
I thought we were
thought,
talking about the first time we had, like, a date. No. I
no, you
did
can't
I
just go on a date with somebody. There has to be foreplay. Tell the foreplay story.
My husband and I were at Disneyland, and he was taking very bad pictures of me,
It all
and I
starts
was
from there.
and I believe I saw you and one of our other friends at this point taking pictures over by the fire station. And you had on a very, very pretty candy corn dress because it was Halloween, obviously the best time of the year. And so I said, I really like that girl's dress. And my husband said, you should go over to her. And I said, no, because what if she doesn't talk to me? What if she thinks I'm stupid? What if she's mean? And he said, no, just go do it. And so I went over and I was like, I really like your dress. I think it's really cute. And our friend was also wearing like a really cute skirt. And we were kind of like having conversation. And you were really, really nice. And no one was mean. And it wasn't, well, it was terrifying for me the whole time, but I didn't die. And so we had a very nice interaction. And then I came back and told my husband, and I said, she was very nice. And she said I looked cute too. So that
That's
was,
the foreplay,
that's the foreplay part. Yeah.
the
Then I guess the
flirtation.
sex was at Disneyland. The
The
second
sex is
time
always
also.
Disney. Disneyland is sex and sex is Disneyland for a lot of
I'm
people, including me.
yeah. Well, because you have fun and then you can eat a snack afterwards. I feel
And you're
like
not
that's
supposed to have sex on the first date, but we did.
we did,
Well, we
which
went to
is
Disneyland.
well, we met in the sexy place, so it was easy to transition.
I felt the chemistry was not necessarily electric upon first meeting, but I do
Mhm.
think there was something really special when we hung out all day. And I
Mhm.
remember the day very specifically. It was in, I think, September. I had just gotten back from a trip to Aulani. I didn't have that many friends. Spoiler alert, I don't have that many friends. That's why we're talking. That's why it's one plus two. Actually, one plus one. I'm sorry, I forgot how to do the math.
I mean, that's my job, not yours.
That's true. What are our jobs? Like,
Uh,
not
like,
really, but
oh,
what do we bring? What are we bringing right now?
I bring rage and social anxiety, I would say.
Um, Unwarranted confidence.
Okay, that's good because one of us has to be willing to go steal a table.
And that's why
Because
we're
it's
perfect together. This is why this is working. And this is why I'm saying I wanna take this to the next step, and I need to know, are you committed? Can you do this with me? Are we gonna last?
I would like to, but I don't know if I'm emotionally ready to be committed to one person for the rest of
You
my
can't be
life.
you can't be scared to be happy, and that's what I can offer you. I can offer you safety, humor. I'm gonna make you laugh every day for the rest of your life. Stability. I have a good job. I can be a lot of things for you.
I'm really awful to be around for more than, I don't know, 3 days max.
We can have separate bedrooms. I think that's fine.
You're still gonna have to see me. You're gonna get a week into this, and then you're gonna want a divorce, and I'm gonna be emotionally crushed because I put myself out there.
We're gonna have a big house.
Eh, I don't know. I
And I
I
work
don't I
long hours. I might not even be home.
I still I really gotta, like, crunch the numbers and because I like data. So unless I
So
can look at it on a graph,
forget the logical shit, okay? Look me in the eye. What does your heart tell you? Are you into this? Do you feel something's there?
I feel like there could be something there, but I think we both need to nurture it and keep it safe before just kind of rushing.
So I Googled some questions that I thought
Okay.
maybe this will help, right? Because I'm not that
Mhm.
sure. But you know who
Yeah.
is? Dr. Google. I
Dr.
said,
Google knows everything.
how do you know you're ready to take the next steps?
Okay.
First step is communication.
Uh-huh.
You have to ask, do you want the same things in life? You and me. I think we do. I think we do. I think we both don't want to work.
That
I
this is
think we
true.
both want to watch a lot of television.
We do love TV.
I think we want to watch a lot of bad TV.
Oh my god. So much bad TV.
I think we both want to do activities that other people might be interested in, but don't necessarily feel the need to do themselves.
I feel like we have already done a lot of these.
And I think we should share those things. I think other people might want to do what we do with us. I think we, in a metaphorical way, could invite people into our relationship. You know what I mean?
I'm a very jealous lover. I'm gonna feel like I'm left out.
We're gonna have to work on that. I don't know what to tell you. I can try to be a one woman woman, and I think I can maybe do that. But I think ultimately what we want is friendship, right?
That is
The
true.
next thing I Googled too, financials.
Mhm.
We got to think about the money. We're both on the
Mhm.
same page with money, and I think that's good. What is it?
Yes.
We want it. We want a lot of
Yes.
money, and we want to
Yes.
spend it.
We have a lot of stuff to buy.
We have a lot of stuff to buy. We have a lot of activities that we need to pay for.
the Queen Mary brunch, like, that's not paying for itself.
Yeah, yeah. Religion is a big one too, and I think
Mhm.
you and I both don't go to church, so that should
No.
be a check mark. We did
Mhm,
it.
mhm.
Okay. Do we like to do the same kind of leisure activities?
I
Yes. I
mean
don't think we're not active.
no, I was gonna say by leisure activities, you mean going to the couch and
No, we're
watching
not about
TV.
to we're not playing pickleball together on a Saturday. No, we're going to brunch.
I'd rather just stay on the couch and be ugly, but
We're
if we
letting your
can
husband get us Little Caesars.
that is okay. I can vibe with that.
We're going to donut shops that are just a little bit too far out of the way, but worth.
And then I can immediately spill something on myself while we're there.
So I think we've covered the main things, right? Number 1, the sex is good. And by sex, I mean Disneyland. And by
Yeah.
Disneyland, I mean sex. So that's great. We have a
Yeah.
lot of sexual chemistry in that way. Number 2, we want to spend the same amount of money. Number 3, we got the same religious beliefs. And I think we share a very similar sense of humor. And ultimately, the number one thing I think we have chemistry. Have I convinced you yet? Like, do you want to do this with me? What I'm asking you, can you be with me for another 5 years? 5 years at least.
I could commit to 5 years. I don't know if I can commit my whole life, but I can commit to 5 years.
Well, the problem with that is that I said 5 years, but I really meant 10 years.
10 years is a long time. I get boring so fast. I
But the thing is that I think you and I have a lot of weird things on our to do list.
is there enough weird things for an entire for 10 years?
You
I
know,
think 5 years we could do it, but 10 years we're pushing it.
so one of my favorite things that I like to do is I like to watch situations where extraordinary people are doing really ordinary things, or where really ordinary people are doing extraordinary things. And I think you and I are extraordinary and we could do ordinary things.
And by ordinary, you mean just sit down and eat at a themed diner.
Like, you ever see those pictures of Hugh Jackman going to the grocery store or like celebrities buying toilet paper? That's what I think you and I have.
Toilet paper buying energy?
I think we're just like, if you can imagine two circus clowns walking into Staples to test out office chairs, I think that's who we are. I don't have any talent. I can't throw things in the air. I can't do balloon animals, but I did just watch a TikTok on how to do balloon sculptures, which I think we could do an episode about. You and I should call it Clown Core.
Can you make the balloon animals and I just look stupid?
I think we could do both of those at the same time together.
Okay. If you break my heart, I'm gonna be really mad.
I'm an idea man. I have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of dreams. Some that I just had 5 minutes ago, and they're going to come true. I can already feel it. So I think the question that I want to ask you, and don't tell me no, because I won't accept it. Will you start a
Then
podcast with me?
I guess I'll start a podcast with you.
First of all, if it's not a yes, it's a no. So is I guess a yes?
Yes.
She said
Where's my
yes.
where's do I get a ring? Do I get a present for this?
No. Although I was thinking we could get sweaters.
Ooh.
The
Can
hot
I have a
topic.
t-shirt? Because I'm hot all the time.
Fine. Maybe like muscle tees with the
Yeah.
pits really cut low. That would be nice.
Yeah.
So you know what I was gonna tell you, and I forgot. I went to Hot Topic a few months ago when I was having an emotional breakdown. Actually, I think it was 1 month ago. I bought these friendship necklaces. They are
Mhm.
one Mickey ghost and one Minnie ghost, and I thought, what if we wore these?
Ooh. You know I love a weird matching necklace thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
this could be the
This
time
could
we
be
do it.
this. Yeah. I could do
So
that.
so I'm glad you said yes because we already bought this equipment, and I think that this is an excellent start for us. But what I really want to know is what are we going to call it? I have some ideas.
Okay. Run 'em by me.
So I've already had to do an attorney kind of check on all of these ideas. So some of them maybe not going to work out. Some of them, yes. You and I have been
Okay.
workshopping the name Two Idiots for quite some time.
Yeah. Which I feel really did encapsulate us and our vibe. But unfortunately, we already have broken the fourth wall. So that was trademarked.
It is trademarked. Also, there's a lot of really similar names, and I thought, there's a lot of idiots, and there's a lot of podcasts out there. There's a lot of
Hmm.
idiots. There's a lot of podcasts. There's a lot of idiots on podcasts. There's a lot of podcasts with idiots.
Hmm.
So it's a no from me. It's too much. Too many idiots out there.
I believe we also floated, and this was a last minute entry, Spooky Mingos.
So wait, what is our name? Are we spooky flamingos? I was in I think it was a Marshalls, but
Oh, it
someday
looked
we're
like a
gonna go.
Home Goods. It looked like a Home
Some
Goods from the picture. I'm just saying, I can spot a Home Goods, but you
uh
were there.
I was in a store once again having a really emotional day. So I, like any American woman, drove my ass to Marshalls, which is conveniently located next to a Dutch Brothers. And I was looking through the Halloween section, just searching for purpose in life. And I saw a box that had Halloween lawn flamingos, and they were the most glorious thing I'd ever seen. And I thought,
Hmm.
this is incredible. So, of course, I sent a picture to Kristen. I love sending Kristen just the
Just
ugliest things I've
product
ever seen.
photos.
Hey, look at this snow globe. Look at this pillow. Look at this outdoor dragon statue for your backyard.
Look at this large knight holding a table that you can put next to your door.
Yeah. So I saw this and I thought that could be us. Well, actually, I think you had the idea. I don't have the idea. We share a brain, so it's kind of like
Yes.
one
Yeah.
idea.
Yes. Yes. I decided that could be fun art for us. I can't draw, so I'm just gonna put it out there, guys. Our art is AI, but at some
Oh
point,
my gosh, we're gonna be canceled. We're canceled
no,
right now.
I can edit it out.
No, let's just leave it in. Everyone needs to know. We're not
But
professionals. Someday
we're
when
not
we have the funds,
professionals.
someday when we
So
have the funds, we're gonna do it. We're gonna hire
we'll
an
have
incredible
someone.
artist.
Yeah, they'll be very talented and they'll draw us in all of our glory. But for now, we're flamingos with witch hats because that's our vibe.
That is our vibe. We're I wouldn't say conventionally beautiful birds. No, I wouldn't describe us as swan-like or a Christmas dove.
We're
I
the
do
ones with the
think
sucked up legs.
I think there's something a little off-putting about us, where kids are excited to see us, but nobody would choose us as a pet.
That is true. We often do have strangers come up in odd areas and ask if they can just take a random picture with us, of us. Do we work
Next
here?
to us.
Yeah. Yeah, next to
Or
us.
they don't ask and they just take the
They
photo.
just take, yeah.
I
Yeah.
was thinking a lot about that recently. I can't remember where I was. Oh, I was in Bakersfield because I went to go visit my family this weekend. And I was
Hmm.
just thinking, man, I look so cool. And because there's no one else cool next to me, I look so weird. There's one other cool person with me, then we're a spectacle. But if it's just me, it's too much. The people
Are
don't know what to do with it.
are you saying that I am potentially that cool person? Because I don't know
Well,
that that's the right assumption.
I think you're the best I can do.
So you're settling for me?
I wouldn't say I'm settling. No, no. I wouldn't and no one else would say that either. All I'm s First of all, this is a compliment. I was saying that you and I look cool together. You and I are cool together, and you and I could have an incredible podcast. We are spooky flamingos.
Hmm.
Internally, in our hearts, spooky flamingos. And I think you looked up the word mingo, and it is some kind of racial slur, so we will not be
Yes.
using that, unfortunately. But
Mhm.
I just wanna backtrack a little. Why are the people at Marshalls selling that product called Spooky Mingos, if that is a racial term?
I don't know that it's like a super prominent one, but it did get at least 2 Google hits, and I feel like at that point, once you get more than one, you can't make that like a slang.
And I never looked it up, but I trust you, and we
Yeah.
can't be canceled twice in one podcast. So then 2 idiots was option number 1. Option
Mhm.
number 3 was Spooky Flamingos,
Mhm.
and option number 2, when can we leave?
Yes.
Do you
Which
think there should be a question mark?
I think I did put a question mark, so the answer is yes.
Okay, so that answers that. It is a question.
'Cause and I think this highlights the difference in our personalities. Because to me, when can we leave is like, "Oh my god, we've already gotten here and I already wanna go." Uh, but I think to you you were excited to go somewhere. Like,
When
"Oh,
can
when
we
can we
leave?
leave?" And for me, it was, "Oh, Jesus, I don't wanna be here anymore. When can we leave?" So, I think that's a very good representation of who we are as people. I think one of us, AKA you, is the more nice and excited one, and I am just the mean one who doesn't wanna be anywhere anytime.
Well, I think this is surface level less because I think you are, um let me just tell you a story. I have a friend lives in Oakland who
Mhm.
adopted this meanest looking dog, honestly terrifying junkyard dog, nice as can be. I think you're the junkyard dog. People bought you to look like you were scary to protect the house, but really you would just let the intruders in.
I mean,
That's
that is true. I don't like confrontation,
I think you're a lot nicer than you say you are, but you do have a tude. You're good when you need to be.
and that's all that matters.
And I will say that I'm not incredibly nice, but I do have a pretty neutral face most of the time, and I think that masks
Mhm.
the the rage.
Yeah, yeah, I feel like I just have a mean face. There have been instances when people have met me for the first time just on a Zoom call and then have randomly side messaged another coworker and been, "Is she mean? She looks so mean." And I'm like, "This is just my face. I'm sorry. I can't do anything about it."
And I wasn't gonna say anything, but I felt like you were mad dogging me for a little bit right now.
Right now?
A little bit right now, you're mad dogging.
Oh, I didn't know.
It's okay. It's okay. I know you're focused. She's in the zone.
My focus face is my mean face, and I always have to focus to be not unwell. So I feel like that's where it happens a lot. Just, I got to concentrate to exist.
That's another thing I think we should talk about. We're clearly not right. But I think
No.
people who start podcasts probably aren't right anyway, right? We obviously think we're important. We obviously
Mhm.
think we have fun things to say. We
Mhm.
think that all the things that we do are interesting. And
Yeah.
I think it's that level of delusion that you have to do what we're going to do.
To talk to the world about our weird stuff.
Yeah. Because does anyone really care that we go to TJ Maxx once a week? No.
It's, I would say it's more than once a week.
Well, you got to switch it up. Sometimes you go to TJ Maxx. Sometimes you go to Ross. Sometimes you go to Burlington.
I guess it depends on the mood.
Yeah, and sometimes you just go to the mall because you
Yeah.
wanna see
Just,
the kids walking around
I,
having a good time.
I don't know. So here's another difference. Teenagers scare me. Children scare me. So I would like to have them be as far away from me as possible because I think that they will make fun of me. Uh,
Yeah, I definitely am getting to the age where they call me ma'am.
that's the worst thing. I feel like the first time someone called me ma'am, like my soul just died inside of me. Like the first time that I bought alcohol and someone didn't ask me for my ID, I felt like I needed to stop living right then and there.
People obviously can't see us in our full glory, but I am
Mhm.
5'10", so I have been 5'10" since I was about 15 years old, so people have always mistaken me for being substantially older than I am. I would say people stopped carding me maybe around 20.
I am a person McNugget. I believe I am 5'4" on a good day. I stopped getting carded in my, like, late 20s because I look and dress and act like a child.
You know what I was thinking too is you and I have both dabbled and maybe we still are. I don't know. Some days I'm really into it, some days I don't. Uh Vintage fashion,
Oh my god. Yes.
as beautiful and stunning as it does substantially age us. It really
Yes,
makes us look like someone's Mima.
it does. Well, and especially, like, when you do the hair with it
Mhm.
too, like, when you do the full get up, you really do just look like you're 80,
But you
you know?
feel fabulous, so
You
it keeps
feel
you doing.
great. And people do like when you're like in a full vintage getup, especially like somewhere where it's not expected. People do. Oh my gosh, you look so cute. You look so great. Oh my god, don't you girls just look so beautiful? And then we just like we fucking eat it up like nom, 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 nom. And so we keep doing it. But then yeah, I was looking at pictures the other day and I was like, Jesus Christ, I look like my grandma.
And that's what I'm talking about, right? Some people don't have a weird fashion phase, right?
Hmm.
I feel like I've been in a weird phase all of my life, just with one phase or another.
Yeah.
And I think we gotta talk about it.
I was just gonna say, I feel like we go through phases all the time. You know, again, vintage. Sometimes we're kind of trendy. Sometimes we're cottagecore girly girls. Sometimes uh, we're goth. A lot of times we're just awful Disney adults. Uh,
Awful. Just the worst.
just the worst.
Just the
Um,
worst.
sometimes I hate us so much. Like,
I hate us too. I often think I don't know if I'd wanna be friends with them.
no. If I saw us from the outside looking in, I would say there is something so wrong with these people. What
Mhm.
are their issues? They obviously they are not attached to reality in any way shape or form. They can't exist in the world. There's no way that they could live on their own as people.
There's no way.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know what's weird is sometimes I see people who are exactly like us, and I'll be out with my husband, and he'll say, "You should go talk to them." And I'll be like, "I don't wanna talk to those weirdos. I don't wanna know them."
But then you look at them and you realize you probably own a very similar outfit and have
That's
worn it.
that's probably why
Yeah.
I hate them because 'cause they're too similar.
You can't have an alternate reality version of yourself.
Mm-mm. Mm.
No.
You know, we have other friends, we're all very similar, we like similar things, but there's enough variety that keeps it interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, you we all we all have our different like niche, I would say. Like our one interest that you know that anytime you see something on the internet that pertains to that person, you're immediately going to send it to them because they need it. Unfortunately,
I
I feel like I have a lot of weird niches though. I feel like I go I go through phases.
Let me
I
just
have
list some things that I
yes.
I send to you and immediately when I see them.
Yes.
Number 1, mushrooms.
Yes.
Number 2, horses.
Yes.
I would say, like, sexual Shrek content.
Started out as regular Shrek content, but it did morph into sexual Shrek content over time. And I think I started that, and
Um,
now it's continued.
I would also say I think of you whenever I see just, like, a cursed, snack crossover. Um,
Mhm, mhm.
once I went to Kristen's house, and she's such a fucking angel. She bought me a bottle of Pepsi Peeps for Easter, but when I see those snacks, I think
That makes
Kristen's
me
gonna try
insane.
that.
Yeah. I do love a cursed snack, and here's another great difference of ours. You actually drink coffee for the coffee and for, like, coffee flavor. I drink coffee to get diabetes. If that coffee doesn't have at least 3 flavors and all 3 of them need to be, like, vanilla, sugar, and caramel, I don't want it. I like,
Oh,
don't give me a black coffee.
yeah, it's a little rough. It's a little rough for you. But I'm gonna get you there. I think I'm gonna get you to be a really strict coffee drinker someday. Sorry, I'm just looking at all of our memes to see what we send each other.
There's Garfield.
Oh, you are Garfield.
I'm Garfield and you're Snoopy. We've established in this dynamic.
Oh, and weird stuffed animals.
Yes.
These are
Uh,
all things that are exclusive to you in my mind. I just can't not associate you with them.
man, Pepe's he just really wants to be a part of this.
So before I started recording, I made sure to take off all of their bells because I thought these critters are gonna be so loud.
We're gonna need to get him one of those little kitty, like the
Oh,
butthole ball flaps.
the twinkle
Yeah.
tush.
Yes.
Kevin doesn't like that his collar has a diamond on it.
Why?
He thinks it's not masculine for the cat, and I tell him, "It's a cat, Kevin.
I don't know. I wouldn't
This
have
is a
known
man."
Pepe was a man.
"What do you mean? He has male tendencies. He can't pay attention. he, uh, is
Just
only
by looking
affectionate
at him,
on his
I'm
own
saying.
terms. Well, of course, because you'd have to turn it around.
I knew Teddy was a man.
Well, that's because he has a beer belly.
That is true. It's because he's a chunker.
Well, I know that Nova is a girl, Kristen's dog,
Mhm.
just because she has, such sass.
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
She's a sassy animal.
Uh, yeah. She'll bite your ankles, though.
See, Pepe would never do that. Teddy would.
Teddy is he's my nemesis.
I just have this cat that I got when I was studying for the bar named Teddy, who is a blonde, um, and he doesn't really like anyone. And I don't think it's his fault. I think he just, I think you're born that way. I think you're born with your personality.
Maybe Teddy is my nemesis because Teddy sees himself in me.
You're too
But
similar.
yeah, but we do have a picture in a year-old apartment where Teddy is just looking at me like he really does want to suck my soul out of my body.
Someday we'll
Yeah.
post it. I don't know. I don't know how we got on this tangent about our pets. I think our pets are a really important part of us. You have two girl dogs. I have two boy cats, boy mom.
Yes.
It's very important to our personalities.
It's true. It is true.
Um, but these are the reasons why I think we should have a podcast. Let me add that to the list because we have animals, right? See, the
Yes.
list is growing. We do really embarrassing things. We have
Mhm.
opinions that don't matter. We have
Mhm.
pets. We have personality. And you should keep listening to us.
Also, I would like to point out that we don't fact check. So don't expect anything that we say to ever, ever be right.
And I think that's an excellent point because you should not be listening to this podcast to learn anything. That's not what we're
No,
here for.
no learning allowed. I think you're here for vibes, and the vibes are stupid.
You're
Uh,
here for friends.
and that's why you should come back
That's why
because
you should come back.
we're gonna go on a wild ride together. You're gonna love us as your new best friends, as your new quirky friends that are gonna take you on just weird adventures. Are they gonna be fun? Maybe. But even if they aren't fun, they're gonna be a good time
They are going to be a good time. And that's why I'm going to ask you, when can we leave?
right now.
All right. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you someday soon.
Subscribe.